October 5, 2021, a man drifts alone in the Atlantic Ocean. 85 miles from Florida, no rescue beacon, no navigation system, no experience. Just an inflatable boat, gasoline sloshing across the floor. One spark away from fire. Inside his backpack, 2 SD cards. Nothing else matters, not the ocean, not the risk, not even survival, because those 2 SD cards contain something more dangerous than death footage. Real footage from inside one of the most controlled regions on Earth, filmed by a civilian. Not a journalist, not an agent, not trained. 6 months earlier, he was running a food stall. Now he has evidence. Evidence that should not exist. Evidence that millions of cameras failed to stop. Before leaving, he sets one condition. If he dies, the footage uploads anyway. No control, no stopping it. Because the only way to beat a system that erases truth is to remove yourself from the equation. China built one of the most advanced surveillance systems in history. Billions spent, millions of cameras, artificial intelligence tracking behavior, and one ordinary man walked straight through it. So how did he do it? And what happens when a system built to see everything fails to see the one person who matters? By the late 2000s, reports begin to surface. Testimonies, documents, and investigations all point toward mass detention across Xinjiang. Entire communities are being targeted, not for crimes, but for identity. Families report disappearances without warning. No charges, no trials, no explanation. People vanish, and the system provides no answers. From above, the region changes rapidly. Large compounds appear in remote areas, surrounded by walls and infrastructure built at unusual speed. Satellite imagery shows scale, but not certainty. Because a satellite image cannot speak, it shows structure, but not purpose. And in that gap between visible and provable, denial survives. The official narrative remains consistent. Vocational training centers, counter-extremism measures. People are learning skills, not being detained. And when presented professionally, denial becomes powerful. It creates doubt. Enough doubt to delay action. Because without ground-level evidence, everything becomes arguable. And that is where the system wins. The surveillance system is massive. Cameras, checkpoints, data tracking, behavioral analysis. Everything feeds into one goal, detection. But detection requires something specific. A trigger, something unusual, something that stands out. The system is designed to find threats, foreign journalists. Investigators, people asking questions. It is not designed to detect someone who looks like everyone else. And that is where the flaw exists. Not in the technology, in the assumption. Because a system built to detect danger can miss something that looks completely normal. He is not trained. No intelligence background. No protection. Just an ordinary citizen. That is his advantage, because ordinary people are invisible. They pass through systems without resistance, not because they are hidden, because they are expected. He learns how to move without attracting attention, not avoiding surveillance, but blending into it. He drives, travels, learns the patterns, because understanding a system is the first step to moving through it. He enters Xinjiang like a tourist. No special equipment, no suspicious behavior. Just another traveler. The checkpoints are constant. 499 scans, facial recognition, data checks. Every movement recorded. But nothing triggers suspicion, because nothing appears unusual. He moves carefully, stops where others stop, acts how others act, not invisible, just unremarkable. And in a system built to detect anomalies, being average is the perfect disguise. He uses a consumer camera, not professional signals intent. Consumer signals hobby. He carries 2 SD cards, one for normal footage, one for the truth. If searched, the system finds nothing, because the real evidence is hidden. He follows coordinates. Satellite data, locations previously identified from above. Now he verifies them from the ground walls. Barbed wire watchtowers. Operational activity proof, not theoretical real. He films carefully. Not too long, not too close. Just enough, because every second increases risk. At one location he buys something nearby. A small transaction, not for necessity. For data, if questioned, there is a record, a reason for being there, normal behavior. At another site, someone notices him, watches him, evaluates him. This is the moment the system becomes human, because not all detection is automated. Some of it is instinct. He changes behavior immediately, acts casual, non-threatening, and the moment passes because suspicion requires confirmation, and he never gives it. In 3 days, he gathers enough footage, multiple locations, Different angles, consistent patterns, enough to confirm what satellite images could not. But the mission is only half complete, because filming is not the real challenge. Publishing is. Inside the system, publishing is impossible. The moment the footage appears online, he becomes visible. And visibility means detection. He leaves the region, then the country step by step, carefully. Because the risk is not over, the data still exists. And possession is enough. He waits months because timing matters. Uploading too early means failure. He needs distance, not just physical, jurisdictional. He reaches the Bahamas close enough, but not safe. Because even now, control is not guaranteed. So he removes control entirely. He schedules the upload. Automatic, unstoppable, independent of him. Because once the process starts, it cannot be reversed. No, the mission no longer depends on survival. And that changes everything. He buys a small inflatable boat. No backup systems, no safety equipment, no margin for error. 85 miles of open ocean. He starts moving, not navigating, not sailing, just moving forward. The engine struggles fuel spills. The risk is constant. Every moment is unstable. But turning back is no longer an option, because the upload is already scheduled. After hours at sea, land appears Florida. He reaches shore. No announcement, no attention. Just arrival, and for the first time, he is outside the system. The video goes live. Not dramatic, not cinematic, but undeniable. Structures match, reality matches. The gap between likely and proven disappears. Because now there is ground truth, and ground truth cannot be argued away. The response is immediate attention, backlash, pressure. Because exposing a system has a cost, and that cost does not disappear, it transfers. Toe family, toe identity, toe future. One man, no training, no protection, no guarantee of survival. He walks into a system designed to see everything and is not seen. Because the system was looking for something else. Not ordinary, not predictable, not human. He did not break the system. He moved through it. And in doing so, he exposed something more dangerous than failure, a flaw. Because the most advanced system in the world can still miss one thing, a person it never expected to matter. If you want more stories like this, make sure to subscribe, because sometimes the truth isn't hidden, it's just waiting for someone ordinary enough to reveal it.